So, first of all, I wanted to say, how many of you have actually heard of Born of Hope? Okay, it's quite a lot. But I will talk a little bit about it so that people who don't know anything about it can kind of understand. I've just thrown on a slideshow of photos from various shoots, and there's some behind the scenes stuff like that, and some serious stuff as well. Basically, Born of Hope is a Lord of the Rings fan film. It's about Aragorn's parents, Arathorn and Gilrain, and so it looks at the time before Aragorn came to be the king and things. It's all a prequel to that. It's a fan-made film. It's an unlicensed film. It's self-funded and funded by donations from people like yourselves, from fans. And it's all being put together at the moment in the UK. Well, the film's been in my life for over 5 years, but we started filming it properly last year, and have finished the main bulk of the filming. We're in the edit stage now, but we do have some filming left to do. I'm Kate Madison, by the way. I should have probably introduced myself at the beginning. I am the director, producer, actor, and various other everythings in the film.
Hi, Kate.
Thank you. Don't try this at home. I also have with me, stand up guys, so you're not being lazy and leaving me on my own. In case you don't recognise these guys, because without wigs it's not always easy. This is Christopher Dane, he plays Arathorn in the film, so that's Viggo Mortensen's dad. And this is Danny George, and he plays Dihaborn, which is a new character developed just for our film. There's obviously a number of characters that we had to make up for the film. Tolkien only gave us a few bits of information. It's all from the appendices of the books, and it's only about 2 paragraphs. It's a very small amount. So everything else we had to make up. We just took various characters that we'd known about, like Arathorn, Gilrain, and her family. But there was a lot of other stuff, and you can't make a film with just 2 characters. Well, you can, it'd probably be easier. But we didn't want to do that. We wanted to show a complete backstory. So we made up various other characters. So we got Elgarain, and lots of other characters that you'll hopefully take on board as Tolkien-style characters. They're obviously our creations, but we hope that they will fit into the universe that Tolkien created. I could talk for hours on this film and I never know what to say. Does anyone have any questions? I probably should open to questions later, but does anyone have any questions?
What format did you get shot?
Okay, that was a what format did we shoot on? No, that's an interesting technical question to me. We don't shoot on film because we can't afford it. So we're shooting on smaller cameras, and we shoot on an HD camera. We shoot on a Panasonic. We shoot on a Panasonic HVX 200, which works in high definition. But we also shoot other cameras too, because we're unfunded, we have to just use what cameras we can. So it's a Panasonic, but we also use a Sony FX1 or a Z1 camera. And that one we often use an adapter that gives us a 35, it's a 35mm adapter. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but it gives us an out of focus look. It shortens the depth of field. And you can sort of see it in photos where you've got these guys in focus and the background is out of focus. And we can do that with our cameras and some of our shoots. Yeah, the film isn't for general release in cinemas like the main trilogy. So the film is actually for streaming on the internet for free. So on our website, which is bornofhope.com, which you should all go check out, you'll be able to stream the film straight from the internet. It's going to be about an hour long, but we're still editing, so that might change. And we're hoping to get it finished by about October time, if we can. But there's a lot of work to do, so we'll see. But we're, I don't know if any of you guys have been to RingCon in Germany, which is a convention in Germany, but we've been there the last few years and hoping to take it and premiere it there in October. So by the end of the year, you should be able to watch it on the internet.
Was it entirely shot in the UK? Or where?
Yes, it has been entirely shot in the UK, but that's England and in Wales. We've done some shooting in Wales. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't afford to go anywhere else. Because, I mean, amazingly, it's sometimes relatively cheap to travel abroad into Europe and into here. You know, we just drove here yesterday, all the way here. But the logistics are actually more of the problem, because it's probably cheaper to sometimes fly to over to here than get a train from my home in Cambridge to London. But just getting all of our actors together and all of our crew together just would have been a nightmare. So it's hard enough to get them together to do these shoots. Yeah. Any other questions quickly? Yeah.
How did you go about casting the actors? Because it's not funded, so I was wondering, was there trouble actually casting?
That was a question about casting. Basically, how do we cast the actors? The actors, most of them, were cast back in 2005 before a test shoot that we did in 2006. And obviously, with every actor in there is a professional actor, but every actor is trying to get work all the time. And so there's a lot of casting websites and things that you can type in your details for. And so I just sort of posted for actors, and of course a Lord of the Rings sort of movie with swords and wigs and cloaks and things kind of appeals to people, even if it's unpaid. So we were quite lucky, and we saw a lot of people and got a great cast together. And then when we did some scripting in 2007 after our test shoot, we obviously developed a few more characters, so we had to cast a few more people. And we got our elves, our twin elves and things like that. So yeah, so casting was not too bad, but it's a challenge, and it's not always easy. It's always a bit of a nightmare trying to sort of get the perfect cast. It's